Whoops. I alt-tabbed onto my streaming software, and then the button I pressed just so happened to close the stream. So I had to start a new one. So whoops. Yeah. Oopsie daisy. Hopefully everything's still like I had it. It looks good, I think. So anyway, we're dealing with this annoying Alpine issue here, and it's okay, we'll figure it out. So I am now focused on my editor, and yeah, we're gonna see. So I have alpine.store cards, and also alpine.store shuffled cards. So we're going to try that shuffled cards. Undefined. Yeah, there. It's almost like this document event listener is not even running. Document.add event listener alpine.j alpine init. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do just a simple console.log and say the alpine init event was triggered. And yeah, we're going to see. All right, now my browser page didn't. Okay, there it goes. It just took it a minute. Okay. Yeah, so it's not doing it. It's not picking up the event. Maybe in this file we don't need it to do this on the event. So what I'm going to try is taking this out of the event listener here and moving everything over. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we're going to save this. Okay. And we're just going to try. Yep, that was it. We don't need the event listener inside the yeah. Oh, that was interesting. Did you see how it went back to nothing drawn yet? Oh, it did it again. Oh, it's going out of range. Uh-oh. I'll deal with that later. So we're gonna actually, so I don't forget, is go to Trello and we're going to log where'd my board go? Boards. Yo, why did you delete my board? Oh, there it is. Okay. No, say, dang, Trello. That is savage. But no, they didn't. Okay. So, I think what I'm going to do here is, well, we'll just add a card. I'll say, I'll just do it simple like this. Bug. And we'll say, single draw button can go out of range for tarot cards. Make sure range is within bounds. And yeah, we'll deal with that later. You know what? I want to make this a little more obvious. So I'm going to put this in brackets like that. They do have labels. I guess I could create a label for the bug. And then we'll make it orange. There we go. Cool. I still like having that there though. All right. So we're back on track now that we've straightened out the Alpine issue. we can pick a task and go from there. So we have a couple things: adding images, allow user to rearrange order of cards on the table. We don't even really have a table yet, so that one's a big one. Allow user to specify which position in the deck they want to draw from. That one could be kind of fun. Allows your user to specify how many cards to draw. And they would just be yeah, we'll do this one. We'll do this one. Requires less input up front, so. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Maybe start with a limit, max of 10. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right. Oh, let me get a piece of paper out here so I can just brainstorm for a minute. So this is specify how many cards to draw. Specify cards to draw. And these are random draws. All right. So I think we could do this by we can have an input. So say input that accepts numbers 1 to 10. So we'll have some data validation on that input. So I'll put validate in parentheses here. And then what will happen is we will we need a way to track that we haven't drawn the same position, right? So we can have a set, because in sets are objects that only they are unique, a collection of unique objects. So I can generate a random position using 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. So let me write this down. Generate with 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Store result in a set. And then we check if set dot length is less than the user input. We keep generating numbers. Otherwise, we display result for each number in the set. All right, so that's our algorithm, right? I just realized I should probably type this so you guys can see it. I like to not look at the screen sometimes and just write. It feels nice to not burn my eyes out of my skull by having them constantly glued to the screen. My glasses do have the blue light reflection on them, so that's nice. That helps a lot. But yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go with this. I think this is a good plan here, and we can always iterate on it and make it better later if it needs to be made better. This isn't that complicated, so yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we can do all of this within a special function. So say function, and we'll call this, let's see, draw multiple cards, just to be a little more specific. And we're going to take in the input. So we'll just take in, say, user input. Actually, we'll just call it num. Simplicity, we know it's going to be user input. All right. So the first thing we need to do is establish a set. And not gonna lie, I don't remember. In JavaScript, it might be called something else. So we're going to go over here. Let me make sure I have these toggling between Kitty and Firefox. Okay, yeah. Let me go to Perplexity just to keep this very simple. I'm going to say, what is the JavaScript equivalent of a set? Oh, they do have a set class. Okay. Introduce an ES6. Awesome. Yeah, we should be able to use this then. Set holds unique values, no duplicates. Told you so. Yeah. Of any type. Yes. Okay. So we just need an empty set. So what I'm going to do is const. Why does this look funky? Why is it not spaced? Okay, there we go. Yeah, const, and then we're going to say these are our draws. Our draws. Not our undies, but maybe draws. And then we're going to do new set. And we're just going to leave it blank because we don't need anything to be in there at this time. Cool. Easy peasy. Now we're going to do a loop. And we're going to say, we're just going to do a while and say while draws.length. Oops, it's all lowercase. Got to remember doing JavaScript here. Draws.length is less than num minus 1. Actually, yeah, num minus 1, right? Because we have to remember we're 0 indexing, so you always got a minus 1. Because if they want 4 cards, then the length needs to be 3 for the set. Right? Okay. Draws.length less than num minus 1, then we're going to keep looping. That is our condition. If we need to generate a number now, so we're going to do a constant, and we're going to say random num equals, and this is where we can use our crypto random int function, and we're going to use the length of the cards. And we have access to the store. Sorry, we got to do it like this. Alpine.store. We want to draw from the, we'll do the shuffled cards length. Right, there we go. Even though we know this is going out of bounds, but that's a bug we'll fix. When we fix that, it'll fix this. It's okay for now. All right, we've got a random number. Now we want to check and make sure that the set does not already have this random number. So if the draws set has random num, And actually, we want to do if it doesn't have it, because that's a little easier on the logic here. And then we're just going to put in if it doesn't have it, then we want to add it, right? So add random num. Okay, and it's that simple. That's it. Yeah, because once we get 4 numbers in there, or however many, 6, 5, whatever, and we're good. And actually, we want to add some validations on this as well. So, like I said, we don't want this to be, we want it to be between 1 and 10, right? So we say if num is greater than 10, or num is less than 1, then we're just going to return and do nothing. So that's our little guard validation statement there, in case anything does get through. We're going to validate it on the client side because, of course, you always want to do that. But this is our server, quote unquote, side. Not really. This file is served to the client, but because we're not actually hosting this yet, it's basically, yeah, anyway. All right, okay, we've got our function. I believe the logic is sound here. We're going to find out. We just need to use this now. So I'm going to save it. We're going to go back over here, back to our app, and back to the other file. So I need to use it and display the results. And there is a way to display with Alpine, I believe. There's like a template, an X template, and it will basically loop through an object and display each one, right? So this is the part where I'm going to have to dive into the Alpine documentation a little bit, but I think for now all I'm going to do is add the multi-draw nums here, and I just realized we need to return something from that function, right? Because right now it's returning nothing. So we want to return the set. Return draws. Cool. And then we can store that in here. Oh, something's going on with live.js over there. That's okay. I'm just going to ignore it for now. Multi-draw nums. All right, so what I want to do is leave this as an empty array for now, just so we know what it's supposed to be. And actually, I want it to be a little more specific. We're going to say new set. Right there. Even more specific. Okay. For some reason, it seems like live.js is not loading in here for some reason. Can't access property to lowercase, type is null. Live.js has a bug. That's kind of weird. I'm just gonna... Uh-oh. Oh, silly me. I need to do that. There we go. That's better. Oh, come on, Live.js. Are you just broken now? It's just working. See. Interesting. Right. Okay, multi-draw nums, we've got that, and we need to look at 𝑥template, I believe, is the one that I want. Or, let's see, where is it? I know I remember it being in here. Show bind on text HTML model. Maybe that was it. Model. XModel. Allows you to bind the value of an input element to Alpine data. No, this isn't it. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Modelable? Allows you to expose Alpine property as a target of an XModel directive. Here's a simple example. To expose variable for binding with XModel. As you can see, the outer scope property number is now bound to the inner scope property count. Oh, it's it's binding these together. I see. That's not what I want either. I swear they had one that was 𝑥template. I remember using it. Transition effect, ignore, ref, cloak, teleport, if, xid. Contents of a template. Ah, here we go. Okay, yeah. Let's see, what is the top of this? Allows you to create DOM elements by iterating through a list. Here's a simple example. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. Okay. So, and then it just repeats, and you use the template item in order to loop and create. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. That's what I want. And then I just need to... Let's see. Well, first things first, I need an input. I need an input. And then I need a UL with some LIs in there. And that's where the template will wrap just like this. This is actually a really good example for what we're trying to do here. Yep. So man, Live.js is just not working. That kind of sucks. Okay. All right, focus. So I'm gonna make a new little div area. Okay, why is it? Yes, that's what I want. Thank you. We're gonna do an input type equals input. I don't think we have to give it a type unless it's going to be like a button or something like that. But yeah, so we'll just do input. We're going to style it a little bit so it doesn't look ridiculous. I believe, let me close this and see what else comes up. Yeah, there it is type, and I want it to be a number. And I believe you can specify a range. Let's see, HTML input validate as number in range. Yeah, type equals number, min, max, required. Yeah. We're not putting this in a form, so it doesn't really matter about that, but yes. I guess we could give it a label too. Label for equals, and then this is, we'll call this multi-draw. And we'll say enter a number 1 through 10. Right, that looks good. Slash label, there we go. And we're gonna give this a name, and it's gotta be the same as the for, so multi-draw, like that. And then we're gonna say min is 1, max is 10. There we go. And yeah, just to make this a little cleaner, because I know that class attribute is going to get pretty long. I'm just going to space these out a little bit. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to ask Perplexity to come up with some tailwind classes for me. Please generate tailwind a tailwind input field that uses dark colors. All right, we're going to go with this and see what happens, and then we can edit it. This is just to get us going here. Whoops. Yeah, let's go back here. All right, why are you... There we go. Move that over one. I don't know why it's scrolling over all the way like that. There we go. Okay. We're going to go with that and see what it looks like. Please reload, please. It's not going to. Whoa. Well. Didn't give it a border. That's weird. But it is definitely range bound, so that's good. What happens if I try to enter 20? It'll let me type it in, but yeah, okay. Huh, well, that's not a very good input button. see. Yeah, I didn't really change much, did it? Hmm. Well, that's okay. We're not worrying too much about style right now. I do want it to have a border. It's weird because it says, yeah, border gray 600, and yet it's not rendering it with a border, only when it's focused. Also, I'd like this to be like on the next line below the label. So I think what I'm going to do is make this, I believe you can just do flex and then like flex, is it row? It's been a while, y'all. Is it flex call? Ugh, okay, well, time to dig in, I guess. All right, Tailwind, what you got for me? This is flex basis. I already had it on flex. Look at that. The flex boxes just let you change the format if you don't know. Flex direction, that's what I want, I think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, flex column. Yeah, that's what I would. To position flex items vertically, flex column. I was right. Why is it not doing? I saved it. Yeah. Okay, time to inspect. What's going on here? Flex column. Alright, well, I'm not seeing the flex box being applied here to this div. Oh, I'm not running. That's why I'm not running Tailwind. I'm only running HTTP server. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with me today? I'm tired. Okay. Tailwind output is output. I think I have to do it like this. Output.css. Watch. Cool. Alright, now it should generate the classes. There we go. Okay. That's much better. It's a really big box, but you know what? It's okay for now. So yeah, I think it'll let me put in whatever, but if I were to, it's not gonna like trigger anything if I, yeah, enter it. So I think I do need to wrap this in a form just so I have that like form submit event that I can use. Make it a little easier there. So let's go back over here and we'll change this div to be a form and delete form. There we go. All right. So, and I believe there is a at submit. Go back to the console over here, and then see. What is it? At submit. Let's see. 𝐸_click can only listen for events with lowercase names. HTML attributes are case insensitive. Yeah, okay. Use the shorthand @ symbol. They have an example of submit on a form. Mouse events, custom events, modifiers. Yeah, @ submit. Okay. Cool. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to do it like this. @ submit equals. And then what we want to happen when this is submitted is we call our draw is it multi-draw nums? Is that what I called it? And what we want is I wonder if I can use this here. This dot multi-draw. Because that should be the form object. Be able to do it like that. And actually what we want is to set our oh no, multi-draw nums is the property. Our function was draw multiple cards. Draw multiple cards. There we go. All right. Oh yeah, we do need it to do the prevent. There we go. Okay, cool. So I press enter. It's going to trigger the event, but it's not going to refresh the page automatically, which is nice. All right. So let me give this a little margin top here. There we go. Just to space it out a little bit. Hey, Live.js reload's working now. Yay. Okay. And actually, let's make this text extra large. There we go. That looks better. Okay. So what we want now is something to happen on the submit event, which is what this is. We're setting multi-draw nums to the result of draw multiple cards. So we just need to check if that's working. And we're going to do that with the 4, x4. We're going to create this. So right underneath this form, we're going to do our UL and then a template x4. There we go, template x4. And we want num in multi-draw nums. And we want to make li's. And down here, we want to close, what the heck? Okay. I'm going to close this template. There we go. X text is we need to get from the store our shuffled cards. Oops, shuffled cards. There we go. I'm used to hitting tab, and when you hit tab, it just spaces it, but on here you have to hit enter for it to take the suggestion. I'm not used to that. Anyway, we want to display the current num position, and we want the title. All right, this list is going to look just, yeah, it is what it is. We'll style it later. Is it not going to refresh anymore? Seems to have problems refreshing the index file. All right, so yeah, and if I hit this, nothing happens. All right, I don't think it refreshed. All right, let's try 3. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very tired. Okay, so, oh, it's been about an hour. I think I'm gonna wrap it up, and we'll just pick this back up. I do want to just, before I go, because this is gonna bother me if I don't, I just want to see that there is something in here. So we're gonna set the text to multi-draw nums.length, and we'll see what comes out. I'm actually going to delete that for now, and we're just going to console.log. Oh, there. Okay, yeah, it is being triggered. So that's good. And put that back like it was. Just for some reason, the multi-draw nums object is not responding to this number. Because what it should be doing is looping anytime this property changes, which it should be changing every time we trigger this submit, should loop through. Am I accessing this correctly? Yeah, store.shuffle cards. Right. I'm going to give that a thing to 7. I'm just going to refresh just for peace of mind here. 10, 3. Yeah, and it's not displaying the link either. Because it should be updating that. The reactive nature of Alpine, but it is not. So yeah, I hate to leave it in this broken state, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because yeah, my head is just killing me right now. So anyway, let's clean everything up here. We're gonna stop this. We're gonna leave. I'm gonna leave that. We can leave this, and that's where I'll pick up next. So save, quit. We're gonna commit everything here. So I'm just gonna add the HTML file for now. Actually, we're gonna add the index.js file too. Okay, yeah, so there's stage, and then we're gonna commit the put JS in separate JS file. Set up HTML for multi-draw function. All right. And then next we will add, oops. We're gonna add our style changes. We're just gonna style updates. Like so. Oh my gosh, I keep doing that. Told you I'm tired. All right, get boom. Okay, there we go. All cleaned up. All right, that's it. Thanks for being here with me. If you need anything from me, check the links in the description below. As always, take care of yourselves. Keep your heart open.